Coach, could you kind of give us a brief recap of how you thought the game played out against Marshall?
I think, Lanny, that it was nice. We had a good drive starting off the game. That was really, I thought offensively did an outstanding job there. And then we had a nice 3 and out, and thought we might get the ball back in really good field position starting out the game, and give their punter credit. He boomed one and kind of kept us backed up a little bit in that first quarter with field position. It seemed like the next couple of drives we kind of played on the minus side of the field, and then able to get the nice drive up and get up 10-0, which was good. And then all of a sudden, I thought there for a while we were on their side of the field up 10-0, but weren't able to cash it in right there. And then all of a sudden, give them credit, they had a nice drive, and that's a 10-7 ball game. Got down back on that plus side again before half, weren't able to quite get it in, and had a turnover there, but wound up going into half at 10-7. I thought the third quarter was kind of a defensive battle. I think Alan Zay Stagger's reception early in the fourth was a big play. Certainly gave us a 2-score lead, Lanny, and then I think the field goal block was just as big, because I think momentum really began to swing in our favor, and then we were able to score again and make it a 3-score game, and it was pretty much over then. But I thought, it was certainly a defensive struggle at times through the second and third quarter, but I thought offensively we did some really good things. Moving the ball, just didn't quite get it in the end zone, and that's just, at the end of the day, I thought a lot of pluses on both sides.
Coach, going into that game, did you kind of see it playing out as it did, with being more of a defensive game than an offensive from both teams?
I'll tell you, Lanny, I don't really know. I don't know as a coach. Each game is a different journey, and I don't know if you really know for sure, it's going to be a defensive or offensive game. You have a plan and you stick to the plan, but I thought we had our chances early to really, I thought we moved the ball well at times. We got that ball down in their minus side of the field, our plus side of the field, plenty of times, but it was just a play here, a play there, and that's, I always talk about precision and execution, but we got to just kind of fine tone that. I think that's going to be the big difference for us down the stretch.
Coach, I hope I pronounced his name right. Kerr Vedvik, Kerr Vedvik. I hope I pronounced his name right. The punter. How crucial is it? Does that show you that punting is to the offensive game plan?
Well, you're talking about Saturday, their
Yes,
punter.
sir.
That's what I don't. But the reality is, anytime you're backed up on the 1 yard line, or the 3 yard line, or the 4 yard line, certainly your percentage of scoring becomes less. And I think that's the advantage of a good kicking game, and I think give Marshall credit. Their guys pinned us down there a couple times, and it seems like we had the long field quite a few times on Saturday.
What's the status of DJ?
He's, I'm gonna knock on wood, but, so certainly we hope he's gonna be there Saturday, a little banged up, but nothing that's season ending or anything like that.
Was it an elbow,
They
shoulder?
just kind of got hit up high. Really, they're gonna do another little scan on him today, but right now I think he's fine.
Second straight game, you guys open with a touchdown drive. Just how crucial is it to start the game like that?
Well, it's always good, certainly it's always good to get that drive, and gives you a little momentum early, and certainly that's always a plus. But it's a 60-minute game, so we got to all 4 quarters, what adds up. But I think we've done a good job with our opening possession for sure.
Coach, you guys have had some issues on the kickoff returns, especially just in terms of getting decent field position. What do you do there? Can you do anything there? Or you just kind of keep plugging away?
Tim, I think, again, you can go back there, and kickoff return to me is a lot like offense. All 11 got to make the block, and all 11 got to do that. And all it takes is one. And I think that's something that we got to continue to work on. We got to continue to do that, because that probably has been our, worst special teams, unit. But I think that we did take one back to the house against Troy, I believe it was, and that was kind of, I don't know if it was a push or wasn't a push, but it was so far away from the ball that it really wasn't relative to the return. And the point is we have that big play capability. Once you see that, because they're a good football team, so we have that big play ability. We just have to we gotta dial that in, you know what I'm saying? I think that's something that is gonna help us tremendously if we can get better at that unit, you know?
Sounds like a matter of consistency then.
I think so. I think we just gotta, again, it's a unit that, you know, we've talked about it, and it's a unit that we do have to get better at. That's the reality, we do, for sure.
Coach, there was a few drop passes in the game from the receivers. Was that more so just not focusing?
No, I tell you, I mean, sometimes, to me, football's a team game. It's like you never gonna hear Coach Hopson say, oh, the receivers, or oh, the D-line, or oh, the quarterbacks. You know, sometimes we might drop one, sometimes it might be a throw, might be where the DB gets his hand in there. But I think overall execution is what we're searching for, complete and total execution, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that, you know, we gotta just keep practicing, keep getting better in everything we do. I mean, that goes for coaches, players, everybody. But, you know, the bottom line is our guys played hard and you know, they kept digging in. You know, Alan Zay goes and makes a great catch over two people in the end zone. That's the difference in the ball game, you know, that, so our receivers made some critical plays. You know, Isaiah had a big play on the screen there in the fourth quarter that, you know, kind of, you know, set us up for that goal, you know, the two-score lead. So, I mean, you know, it's football. You know, we know it. We want to execute at a high level 100% all the time, but, you know, sometimes it doesn't happen. You know, that's the reality.
Coach, could you talk a little bit about Julian Allen and what, you know, what he means to the team and how you see him?
Julian's just he's an all-around player, Lanny. He's a guy that can catch it, he can block. You know, he's got the physical size. You know, I think he's a young man that, you know, he's made a lot of plays for us this fall. He really has, and he's a guy that certainly we count on a lot, but done a great job at our tight end position.
You beat Marshall, but so did Charlotte. What do you know about Charlotte?
Well-coached football team, outstanding football team. We got another outstanding team coming in, and it's Allen. You know, that pretty much says it all right there. You know, I mean, they went to Huntington, they beat Marshall up there, so we know we have an outstanding football team coming into town. You know, do a great job coaching, playing, and so we know we got to be ready.
Coach, what do they do either offensively or defensively that may make them a little unique from some of the other teams that you've seen so far?
Well, they're a true, you know, again, they're a true offensively, they're a true spread team. You know, they you know, have an athletic quarterback that certainly can run it and throw it, and they just do a good job, give you a lot of multiple looks. I think defensively they're the same way. You know, again, a well-coached team gives you a lot of looks, so you know, we got to be ready.
How much does the fact that a win on Saturday means you're bowl eligible? How much does that?
I always say this is the biggest game of the season because it's the next week. You know, in football, so we count those poker chips up at the end, but this is a big football game. I think our kids understand it's a big football game, Jason. I think you know, certainly that's a little plus on the side of this game, but the reality is, you know, we know. I said it last week, we're in a 5-game playoff, now we're down to a 4-game playoff. And that's the reality of where we are as a football team. So we're in a 4-game playoff, and, you know, this is the next one up, and it's the biggest one.
Coach, could you talk a little bit about how recruiting's going for you guys, and how many?
I can't talk about players that are recruiting, but
how you feel it's going?
I feel really good. We got a lot of commitments, and certainly we're trying to make sure that we get the right ones. You know, I always talk about that Southern Miss guy. You know, I mean, I want to make sure we're bringing in that guy that's a high character, you know, tough young man that, you know, just that's what we're trying to do. Just make sure we get that Southern Miss guy.
Have y'all been able to figure out how many you guys can take in December during that early period?
Well, we can take as many as well, not as many as we want. We can take up to 21, but we're not going to take 21 in December. I mean, you know, but the reality is, you know, we'll probably have a class of about 21, you know, and so, you know, give or take 1 or 2 here or there. But the reality is, you know, everything's going well. Had a lot of recruits on campus Saturday, so it's always good to get them here at the Rock and, you know, see that atmosphere.
Coach, just briefly, could you talk a little bit about the defense and what you thought about them this past week and what you're kind of expecting moving forward?
Well, I thought they played fast and physical. I thought we tackled well. I thought we played good assignment football. I really did. I thought they again they played really well. They really did. I thought that was a defensive struggle back and forth. It felt like the whole game really, and so they had, they just kept us, had a lot of 3 and outs and did a lot of good things.